Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly attract the right opportunities, relationships, and outcomes, while others struggle for years trying to make things happen? What's the difference between someone who gets promoted without begging for it and someone who fights for every small win? Between someone who finds love naturally and someone who exhausts themselves dating? Here's what I've discovered. The people who make life look easy aren't working harder or getting luckier. They've figured out something simple that most of us were never taught. They know when to push and when to step back. They understand that sometimes the fastest way forward is to stop moving in the wrong direction. And if you've been pushing hard but not seeing the results you want, you're about to learn exactly what they know. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why letting go isn't about giving up or losing. It's about making space for what's actually trying to reach you. You'll discover why your tight grip on control is the very thing keeping you powerless, and how loosening that grip changes everything almost instantly. Because what you're holding on to isn't what you think it is. Think about a monkey trap. Those simple contraptions where a monkey reaches through a hole to grab food. But once its fist is full, it can't pull its hand back out. The monkey could be free in an instant, but it won't let go of what it's grabbed. It chooses captivity over release because it believes what it's holding is more valuable than its freedom. This happens because our brains are wired to treat anything we've invested in as more precious than it actually is. Psychologists call it the sunk cost fallacy, but it goes deeper than money or time. We hold on to pain because we've carried it so long it feels like part of our identity. We cling to old dreams because releasing them feels like admitting failure. We grip tightly to how things used to be because change feels like betrayal. But here's what's really happening. Every ounce of energy you spend maintaining your grip on what's already gone is energy stolen from what's trying to emerge. Your future self isn't on the other side of getting what you want. It's on the other side of releasing what you don't need. And this is just the beginning of understanding how freedom actually works. If you're still here, you already sense that control might be an illusion you've been buying into. Most people will scroll past this because they're not ready to question whether their tight grip on life is actually choking the life out of it. But you're different. You're willing to consider that maybe, just maybe, letting go is the ultimate act of power. What I'm about to share will completely shift how you see surrender. If this is resonating with you, please subscribe. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're swimming in a river, and you're exhausted from fighting the current. Every stroke is harder than the last. Every breath more desperate. You're convinced that if you stop fighting, you'll drown. But here's what experienced swimmers know. The moment you stop fighting the water and start working with it, everything changes. You don't sink, you flow. You don't lose control. you find a different kind of navigation. This is what letting go actually is. It's not passive resignation or giving up. It's recognizing that your current strategy isn't working and being brave enough to try something that feels counterintuitive. Watch people who seem to effortlessly attract what they want. They're not gripping tighter. They're holding lighter. They make decisions from possibility, not fear of loss. When something doesn't work out, they don't spend months analyzing why or trying to force it back to life. They trust that if it was meant to stay, the flow would have supported it. And what becomes clear when you really observe this is that letting go isn't about the external thing you're releasing. It's about releasing the internal resistance that's been running your life. Take a moment right now and think about something you've been holding on to that you know isn't serving you anymore. Maybe it's resentment toward someone who hurt you, or grief over a version of your life that no longer exists. Now, instead of thinking about why you should let it go, I want you to notice what it actually feels like in your body to carry it. Feel the weight of it, the tension, the way it pulls your energy downward. If you really tuned in, you probably felt how much space that thing takes up inside you. Here's what's really happening when we refuse to let go. We're operating from a place of scarcity that believes if we don't hold tight to what we have, nothing else will come. But this creates an energetic traffic jam. New opportunities, people, and experiences can't reach you because there's no room. Your hands are already full of things that have expired. I've noticed something interesting about people who seem to live charmed lives. They're not more talented or lucky. They're better at reading the room. When a relationship starts feeling forced, they don't grip harder. They create space. When a job stops inspiring them, they don't cling out of fear. They trust that their skills will find a better home. When old dreams stop fitting who they've become, they don't mourn forever. They get curious about what wants to emerge. The resistance we feel to letting go isn't usually about the thing itself. It's about what letting go represents. Admitting we can't control outcomes. Acknowledging that our old identity might need to evolve. Trusting that we'll be okay, even if we can't see the whole staircase. But here's the secret that changes everything. Letting go isn't about faith in the unknown. It's about faith in your ability to handle whatever comes. Here's a technique that works immediately. The next time you notice yourself gripping, whether it's a worry you're replaying, a person you're trying to change, or an outcome you're attached to, try this. Instead of forcing yourself to let go, simply ask, what would I do right now if I trusted that everything is working out for me? Not in some magical thinking way, but in the way that someone who trusts their own resilience moves through the world. They don't need guarantees before they act. They don't need to control every variable before they step forward. For example, If you're holding on to hurt from a friendship that ended badly, instead of trying to force yourself to forgive or forget, ask, what would I do today if I trusted that this experience is somehow preparing me for better relationships? Maybe you'd stop checking their social media. Maybe you'd finally call that other friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. If you're gripping onto a career path that stopped inspiring you years ago, ask, what would I explore if I trusted that my skills and passion have value somewhere? Maybe you'd have that conversation you've been avoiding, or research that thing you've been curious about. This isn't about having all the answers. It's about acting from trust instead of fear, flow instead of force. Over the next few weeks, you'll start noticing how much energy you've been spending on maintaining control over things that were meant to be temporary. You'll catch yourself mid-grip and remember that loosening your hold isn't giving up. It's making room. Every time you choose flow over force, you're rewiring decades of conditioning that taught you to equate struggle with worth. The people around you will start responding differently to your energy because desperation and trust feel completely different. You already have everything you need to navigate whatever comes. Your willingness to question your grip is proof you're ready for a different way. If this resonated with you, you're exactly the kind of person who's ready to explore what happens when you stop swimming against the current of your own life. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss insights like this. And drop a comment below. What's one thing you've been holding on to that you know it's time to release? Sometimes, just naming it out loud is the first step to freedom.